Hey you all, and welcome to this video. This is sort of a random video that I just thought I'd make. So here it is. Seeing as though the Sega Genesis Mini will be coming out really soon, I thought I'd talk a little bit about a possibility of the Sega as a gaming brand name itself could possibly make a comeback to the console wars. This is something that I've been thinking about, considering that Sega has been around for years and they've had many great achievements besides the Sega Saturn. One of their greatest achievements was the Sega Dreamcast, which was really awesome and brought us really great graphics and brought us really great titles such as Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 and many other great titles. And need I say Shenmue? Anyways, the Sega Dreamcast is a really great console, and one of which I still have. Which is mainly one of the reasons why I've decided to make this video. But not only does the Sega brand name have really great consoles, they also had a really cool and really epic mascot too. And who would that, you ask? You guessed it, Sonic the Hedgehog, of course. As everyone knows, Sonic the Hedgehog is a Sega brand name and has had his face plastered over almost all Sega Genesis products. Sonic the Hedgehog has been a great seller for Sega, and I can't say the same for today, seeing as though the Sonic titles nowadays, maybe we won't go there. But however, Sonic is a well-loved character under the Sega name and does great for it. But seeing as though Sonic's reputation being sort of ruined even due to an upcoming movie, but that seems to be changing though. We'll see how that turns out. But however, let's talk about the possibilities of a Sega console making a comeback to the console wars. Now this is a possibility, and I have some hopes of this happening. Maybe it'll even bring back some childhood memories that I'm fond of. However, if the Sega name were able to produce another console, what would be some of the games that would be a perfect launch? Some of you may say Shenmue, some of you may say Knights, or some of you may even go back to what I just originally said. And that is, of course, another Sonic the Hedgehog game, but I'd have to disagree with that. I'd have to say if Sega were to come back with a newer gen console and return to the console wars, my idea of a perfect game to release as one of the premier games for one of their newest consoles, if they were to release one, would probably most likely be the Chao Garden. Now hold on, give me a moment to explain. And sure, this is under the Sonic the Hedgehog name, but this is an off branch and a minigame within Sonic the Hedgehog. So I think this would be really great as a single game separated from a main game of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. They could name it the Chao Garden. But first, let's look back at what some of the original Chao Garden offered back then. I can remember playing Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. I fondly remember Sonic Adventure 2 because many more details and features were added to the Chao Garden. You could take your Chaos on walks, you could feed them, and now you could either have a good or bad Chao depending on how you raised them. You also got better items, and it was easier to raise your Chaos as well, and you felt like you were more rewarded in the Sonic Adventure 2 Chao Garden than the first one. Unlocking different Chao Gardens depending on which way you raised them. This was always rewarding for me. I can remember raising my Chaos to the best that they could be, winning races, destroying the competition, flying at soaring heights, and also blazing the seas, and running at breakneck speeds. Oh yeah, you can't forget rock climbing either. I would raise my child to the best of my ability. The only thing I would hate is when they would die and revert back to a baby after doing all of that work and raising them up to be champions, getting all their badges and everything like that. But however, I used to love raising Chao, and I love Chao. I still hold fond memories of them in my heart, and I of course will never forget them. But however, there was one thing always missing playing the Chao Garden in Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2, and that is online play. If Sega were to return to the console wars, they could make this game, and as I said before, name it the Chao Garden. This game would be pretty much maybe a single player game, but based in multiplayer online battles between you and many others who raise Chaos all across the world. You could raise your Chaos and play online against other players. This was a feature that was not added in the Dreamcast version, neither in Sonic Adventure 1 or Sonic Adventure 2. They can add more features such as multiple garden unlocks due to how well you raise your Chaos, and also due to how well you win races, and also winning races. They could also make plenty of new Chao forms. Depending on how you raise your Chao, they get a certain and unique look based on that. All the Chaos still remain pretty cool. They could also add different fruits to eat and also implement the Chao walking feature that they had in the old Sega Dreamcast UMD, where you take the UMD, you put your Chao into it, and you can take it on a walk. They can implement this in a way sort of like how the Pokemon game does it with their Pokewalker. I think this feature will be pretty cool for your Chaos, and it can be updated and it can be modern and up to date, making the experience much better than it was in the past. Considering this would be really awesome. While taking your Chaos on walks, you can interact with other players who have Chaos as well, so you get to meet other Chaos while you're out on your walks, as long as you would have whatever device that Sega would use in order to do that. But while you were out walking your Chao, there's a chance that you can meet other players walking their Chaos, play, mate, and even get into fun battles, all at the same time while you're out on your walks. I think this would be a pretty cool and improved feature for a new Chao Garden game, or Chao game should I say. And then when you return home, plop the device back onto the console, put your Chao back into his Chao Garden, and also the walks could add experience points to your Chao as well, making them stronger and maybe giving them certain fruits that they possibly couldn't get while being in the Chao Garden, including also items that they couldn't get either. Also, this could lead to a new feature which will allow you to now visit other players' Chao Gardens since you've been out on walks and met other players and interacted with other Chaos. This could be all implemented while taking walks. Now you might ask, who would interact with the Chao if this weren't a mainline Sonic the Hedgehog game? Well, this doesn't mean that the Sonic Team characters could be in the game. You could get to choose characters from Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Dr. Robotnik, Shadow, and even newer characters as well that have been added to the game. You'd get to still play with the Sonic Team characters, but however, you'd be tied to only the Chao Garden to raise them. So that answers that question. And last but not least, online play. Again, as I said before, this was a feature that was not added to the original Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 Chao Gardens, at least that I'm aware of. You could now take your Chaos on single player races to train them, but you could also now go online and challenge others who have raised their Chaos in their Chao Gardens around the world. Race, raise, and become the champion. Raise your Chao to the best of this maximum of possibility and have epic races. These races could still consist of the same things that they consisted as before: beginner, intermediates, and then the masterclass races, which are the fully adult Chaos racing for the championship. But they could also add newer features as well, as far as new races, new challenges, and everything to the sorts. There's limitless possibilities of the features and races that Sega could add to a new game like this. I think it would be really epic to race other Chao players who raise Chaos, who know and love the Chao Garden as well. And also make it so that you can talk to other players while you're watching, in either maybe a typing base where you have a little chat room down at the bottom, or maybe even through voice. Cheer on your Chao and watch at the same time while being with others online, pointing out your Chaos, talking about all at the same time how you raise them. This is an idea that couldn't be beat, and I think this would be an epic idea for if Sega were to return to the console races. I think this game would do well, and it would separate them from their former Sonic disasters, considering that the Chao Garden doesn't have anything to do with the Sonic the Hedgehog games other than the fact that it's a mini game within Sonic the Hedgehog. People will never forget their fond memories of Chao for those of us who raised them. So for Sega, I think this would be an awesome idea. Now, I know I still may be growing on YouTube, and I may not be that big, but however, maybe this idea could get out to Sega and Sonic Team. Maybe this could be a one-day reality, to see a single-player Chao Rasing game that has multiplayer online features and updated to today's standard, but all at the same time while still having what made it great in the past, but adding a lot more to make it even better. Sega, please make this game. If you see this video, I know there's a high chance that you won't, but I think this is a great idea. And I think many others will think this is a great idea too. But let me know what you guys and girls think down in the comment section below. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button and share it. Maybe the more that the video is shared, maybe the chances of this being a possibility will become much greater. Maybe that's just me getting my hopes up for something that may never happen. But however, I want to know your thoughts and whatever you guys think and girls down in the comment section below. Have any of you ever raised any Chaos? Do you have any fond memories of Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 Chao Garden raising? What were some of your favorite features in the Chao Garden? What type of Chao did you raise? Good or evil ones? And what were some of your best experiences while raising Chao? Do you think Sega could make a comeback to the console wars? Whatever those answers may be, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to read them all. Well, anyways guys and girls, those are my thoughts and my ideas for a new Sega console first premiere game title release. Until next time, like, share, subscribe. Make sure to smash that like button guys. I really want this idea to get out there. Well anyways, I'll see you all next time. Take care.